Good morning from the Pick and Coop Farmstead. Today I'm going to be doing a little F2, which is the second fermentation of my homemade kombucha. And I'm just going to kind of take you along for the ride. I tasted my kombucha brew. I leave it out on the counter and it's covered with a cloth. And as the weather gets warmer, it takes less and less time for it to actually be ready. So a couple of things you want to check to know that it is ready for the flavoring part. You want to taste it first of all with a clean spoon. The longer you let it sit, the less sweet it is and the more vinegar flavor comes on. I don't like mine real vinegary, so I wait probably about 3 or 4 days this time of year. I keep it in my kitchen so it stays pretty warm, and then I like it with the vinegar taste and just a slight sweetness. So once it gets to that point, you want to, whatever flavor you like, you want to go ahead and then bottle it up and pick what type of fruit that you want to flavor it. So that's what I'm doing today. So I kind of divide it up into between 6 containers, and then I'll add some fruit. Today what I'm adding is my homemade apple juice, and I canned it. It's from our apple trees here on the ranch, and I've added cinnamon, nutmeg, that type of thing to give it kind of a cider flavor. So just come along for the ride and watch what I do. Okay, so just through experience, I know that I need 6 containers because I make my kombucha brew in a half-gallon jar. And take off my cloth. I like to stir it with my little stirring stick here. And as you can see, I'll show it to you here in just one second. There's a lot of effervescence in there. It's very fizzy. That's your kombucha with all the good probiotics that's in it for your tummy. So it's just black tea. I do half black tea and half green tea, half decaf and half regular. And then this little guy here is your pellicle that forms. And a pellicle is the wonderful little it actually looks pretty slimy, a little, that's the action that you want in your kombucha. That's all the good bacteria that forms, and then that you save and allows you to keep making more and more of a brew. So what I like to do first, this is my apple juice. I opened some 2 days ago. My granddaughter loves it, so she was having a lot of it, and I shake it. A lot of sediment is in the bottom from the apples. Open that up, and then I pour it into my glass measuring cup to see how much I actually have. So I have a little bit over a cup, and then what I do is I just divide it up between the 6 containers. It doesn't have to be exact. Just enough to flavor your brew. I used to be kind of crazy and measure it just right and this and that, and it really honestly doesn't matter. I just want enough in there to flavor it, and there is natural sugar in the apple juice. So again, on the second fermentation, that's what it feeds off of. So I can pour some in here. You can also measure this out and divide it by 6 if you like. The trick to this is you do not want to use it all. You have to save some for this little pellicle to live in. If he doesn't have any of this, I don't know why I say he, I haven't named him or anything, he will not be able to survive. And so it's really important to save. I like to save at least 1 to 2 cups, and right over here is the 2 cup mark, which these are nice because you know what you have to deal with. So I'm just going to put a smidge more in these guys. They're a little more difficult to see what you got going on because they're dark. But you should technically put these types of things in the dark. They just seem to do better. And I used to keep this guy in my cupboard, but if you keep anything with anything else that's going on that you're doing, like sourdough and that type of thing, the different kinds of bacteria can interfere with each other because they're all different. So, and you can, I had a little hotel because I had several pellicles from doing this over the years, and it got mold in it. So you have to be really, really careful with that. And then what I do is gently rock it back and forth. I keep it out on the counter. And it usually depends on what kind of fruit you have mixed your kombucha brew with. Like I have a homemade, home-canned grape juice that I love to use, and it brews up a lot faster than my apple juice. So I do believe because there's more sugar in there. And I had canned pineapple. I have used pineapple. The pineapple's delicious. Any kind of fruit, and I've used canned fruit, which I really didn't think that would work as well in the beginning, but it does. So I'm going to put this back on, and then at a later date I'm going to actually make up some more tea so I can show you how to do that. Okay, so that's pretty much all there is to it. You just leave it out on the counter. I like to take the lids, unscrew them gently, and you can hear the carbonation coming up. You'll hear this little shh sound. And then you have to, that's called burping. So you have to release the gas. The gas is what's building up in there. You have to release that. Otherwise, you will have a huge mess all over your counter, your cupboards. It will explode. So, and I'm not kidding you, that stuff is a mess with all the sugar and everything trying to get it off. So I do that about 2 or 3 times a day. I gently rock it back and forth just so the sediment from the fruit has a chance to mix in with everything. And then once you get it to where you like it, nice and fizzy and tastes like the fruit that you put in there, I just keep it in the refrigerator, and the refrigerator slows everything down because of the cold. So it will still continue to work. It's a little magic, but it's much, much slower. And I find that I like to drink it when it is cold. So it's delicious. I have one every single morning, and it's amazing stuff. So hopefully you'll give this a try. I'm going to put a link down in the comments or the description and let you know where I got all this information from. And it's called Homegrown State of Mind. And give her a follow. She's wonderful. She has all kinds of information, teaches you how to make your own brew, how to start it out. You don't always have to have a pellicle, which is that little round slimy thing that it makes in there. I started out and I made mine. I went to our local health food store here, and I went and I got a live culture or bacteria alive, and just a drinkable kombucha that was already pre-made, and you make it with that. And so I didn't have a pellicle. You might know someone that does their own kombucha, and as they get multiple pellicles, they just keep them in what I call a little hotel there, and a lot of people just give them away because sometimes they produce multiple ones really quickly. So if you have any questions, just put them down in the comments. Again, I'm going to go ahead and link this gal, and she has lots of great information. Tells you how to make the kombucha, how to do the F2, the fermentation with your fruit, how to flavor it, and even how to, I believe she has a link on there, how to do your own pellicle hotel once you get to that point where you have multiple pellicles. Some people, I mean, they drink a lot of this stuff today. I know one gal, she's got like 29 gallons of the stuff going. So you can do all different flavors. You can just do one. It's up to you, and it's such a good health drink for you. And if you can make it at home, you can save yourself. They're up to like $4 for a bottle, and you know what goes in it, everything that you've put in it. So you guys, I hope the sun is shining where you are, and have a great day. Bye bye.